There we go. Hello and welcome to Simply Young's business adventure this evening, actually. We are so glad that you're here. Tonight we have Linda Dunn, who is the founder of A Sage Perspective, and she is a wonderful our business coach here tonight. And every night we have these things. So welcome, Linda.
Well, thank you, Katie. It's great to be with you as always. Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tonight we have a great topic. You want to share that with us?
Absolutely, and it is one of my favorite topics to talk about. We're going to talk about strengthening your beliefs, and we want to do all we can to believe in ourselves and believe in our business, because by doing so, you put in motion great results for your Simply Young business. So let's get started.
Beautiful.
Well, Katie, you know I've been in the business for about 24 years. I can't believe actually it's been that long, but it has. And along the way, I have been fortunate to work with people just like those who are listening to this webinar this evening. And those individuals saw an opportunity. They loved the product they were representing, and they loved the company that they were part of. And over the years, I've stayed in touch with many of those top leaders and influencers within their companies. And what I can see now is that the leap of faith they took when they got started and supported their belief in themselves and the company. And today, as a result, they are reaping the rewards for that work and for that belief. So this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. So next slide, please, Katie.
Beautiful.
What you believe about yourself and this opportunity with Simply Young will, in my opinion, determine what you ultimately achieve. It comes down to that. And so periodically, it's important to examine and strengthen your beliefs. And, and by doing so, it will have a positive effect on your business. As you share your products and your business with others, knowing that you have this deep abiding belief in you and the products makes all the difference in the world. In fact, your core beliefs form really sort of a solid foundation, and that foundation that you build upon then moves you closer to your goals and dreams for your business. So we begin by establishing that solid foundation. And the result then is that your business will grow proportionately to the services that you provide to those that you meet along your Simply Young journey. And the stronger you believe, the stronger your business, and the more passionate you become about Simply Young. Next slide.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So I'd like to begin with questions. You know, I have a lot of questions along when I do my webinars because I'm coaching you through this. And I like to extend some self-coaching questions for you. And I encourage you to answer these on your own time and make a note of them here. The first one is, are you moving closer to your goals for Simply Young? Next, are you taking daily steps to move your business forward? Is that part of your plan? Do you have the tenacity to carry through, to persevere through the ups and downs of business? Are you a starter or a finisher? Now, on that note, I'll give you a personal story. I've always been a bit of a procrastinator, and it's something I've really had to work on a regular basis. I'm getting much better at it. In fact, I'm pretty much mastered it now. But in the beginning, I would get excited about something, and I would start a lot of projects. I would buy a new book, and I'd put it there by my bedstand. My intentions were to pick it up and move. It spoke to me, but I would start it and not finish it. I would start a project and then get distracted and not finish the project. So those are things I had to work on. And I found once I did, I was more excited to start a new project because I knew I could complete them.
Do you,
So it's not uncommon. Katie, can you identify with any of those?
I was wondering actually, because I've had like that point in my life where I felt like I was a complete procrastinator. And then I actually did hypnosis and it worked for
Oh, okay.
ways. But do you
Okay.
feel that is there any like stats on that? Like, do you feel like there a lot of people have that in them where they're just like can't get themselves.
Yeah, an interesting question. Statistically, I'm not sure, but what I found in working in the business for so long, that there's a lot of people who begin the business, they begin a project, and they don't complete it. Often it's not so much procrastination. It can be, and it will be, but sometimes it's just lack of belief. And typically it's lack of belief in themselves to be able to see it through. They can't catch the vision because the belief isn't there, or they have not a lot of confidence in being able to finish something. So they may get excited for one reason and stop for another. But it is. It's not uncommon, but it can be for several different reasons. So
Wow.
it's kind of good to take your temperature every once in a while and say, where do I find myself right now? Am I still, am I moving forward on projects, or do I need to go back and finish some that I've started? So that kind of question.
Right.
Yeah,
These are great questions. I think that they're um, probably very, very valid for every person coming into this company, really, you know.
absolutely. Yes, indeed. All right, next slide, please.
Sorry, went too far.
So, if you answered yes to all those questions, congratulations. Outstanding. If not, or if you were not consistent with your progress, um, ask yourself, what could you do differently? What one or two things would make a difference in your success and ultimately your belief in your business and in yourself? In other words, if you're not moving closer to your dreams, ask yourself if the dream is yours. Is it truly yours? Or is it someone else's? Maybe it's someone else's belief in you that you're still trying to grasp. Or, is it clearly what you want and need in your life at this moment? Sometimes we go down roads and paths that we're following the crowd, not necessarily always in business. It could be something else, a health conscious decision we make. Maybe it's, joining different organizations and things. They sounded interesting at the time, but it clearly wasn't our cup of tea, but because everybody else was doing it, we thought maybe we should join in. So it's kind of nice to just take the pulse of that. Is it maybe your dream isn't big enough? Maybe you're not moving toward it because it doesn't excite you and it doesn't seem big enough for you, or maybe it's too big of a stretch. The key is developing greater tenacity to persevere under all circumstances. And the way to do that is to change. You may need to change your thinking or your perspective or your work habits in order to see things through. Okay? So in changing our thinking, ask yourself, you know, is this something I truly want right now? You know, can you describe yourself in a positive way, or do you find these little voices creeping in, giving you negative feedback? What can you do differently then to break that cycle of negative thinking? We all have those little voices. I have worked on that my whole career, as I gotten older, I've sort of mastered it. But every once in a while, those little voices creep in and say, you know what? Is this something you think you can really take on right now? Is this something you could really do? Little doubters, but changing that thinking is going to be very important. Sometimes you could just change your perspective. Do you have a short-term mindset about achieving your dream or your goals? Are you expecting success in days, weeks, or months? Remember, the bigger the dream, the longer it is likely to take. So you might want to consider recalibrating your expectations in some cases. Take a look at that. And finally, changing your work habits. As the saying goes, if you keep doing the same things, you will keep getting the same results. Don't forget that success is the sum of small efforts done day after day, especially in this business. Moving things forward day by day, simple action steps consistently. You have the option of creating new, improved work habits that will bring you better results if done consistently. If you need support in this area, just ask. Ask for support in any of these areas, in changing your thinking, changing your perspective, changing those work habits. Everyone at Simply Young is here to support you in that. Next slide, please. I love this quote. And I love the way retired UCLA basketball coach John Wooden expresses this idea. Things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. I don't know about you, that rings true for me. How about you, Katie?
I love that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think, I found that successful people are positive, or at least try to be most of the time. And it's because they believe they can get things done. They believe it. That's important because pursuing a dream can sometimes be a bumpy journey. It's not always going to turn out the way you want it. So that belief will help you then convert situations that don't turn out the way you want them into what will work for you.
We used to call it turning poison into medicine, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or that
Yeah.
pearl, that sand is what makes that become a beautiful pearl, you know? And
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yes. And your image of the diamond
Oh yeah.
on your email the other day, what I thought was very significant. That's
Yeah.
great. Or turning lemons into lemonade.
Yeah, exactly.
So many analogies and so many.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all true though, isn't it?
Oh, you just need to be able to pick it up right away when something it's coming, it's having that kind of a life condition where whatever's coming at you, you know that it's just going to get you closer to your goals. So you just embrace it rather than say, oh, not another thing, not another thing. This is the journey. You get to be joyful about it, and
Yes.
turn it around and create amazing things out of it.
Yes. What did I learn? It's a life lesson typically.
Yeah, right.
What did I learn from this? Yeah, great.
That's great.
Great. Next slide. So I want to invite you to recognize that waiting for perfection, waiting to know that everything you need to know, getting all the information, reading every book, listening to every single audio, doing all you think you need to do before you start will stall your progress. Is it perfection you're seeking or results? Ask yourself that. As the saying goes, if your ship doesn't come in, swim out to meet it.
I love that.
I can't take credit. It's actually from Jonathan Winters. It's his
Oh,
quote.
yeah.
Too many people stand on the dock, don't they? They're waiting. They want the ship to dock in exactly the right place. Well, I guess that's true. And the gangplank needs to be perfectly positioned. I guess that's also a truism. The weather needs to be right. The engraved invitation needs to be there before they're willing to take a step forward. Yeah. So it will never happen if you keep waiting. Why? Because our dreams don't move toward us. We have to move toward them.
Oh, that's such a great one.
And here's another business truth. Resources and energy needed to achieve your business goals seem to disappear when you stop believing and working toward them. What does that mean? What does that mean? Where are those resources? They were there before when I was moving and taking action, but the minute I stopped, they stopped. What does that mean?
Well, it's, one thing I just want to say that I think that is really profound, and I think people need to really look at that because it's, when you see anything that really excites you, that dazzles you, or whatever, it's because there's a passion there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When I love going to get my hair done, and I usually have everybody sitting there listening to me because I love to talk about different health topics or whatever, and I just have everyone intrigued because I'm so passionate about it that everybody's like stops and just wants to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you don't have that, because you don't have that passion or belief system or whatever, there's nothing to excite people. There's nothing to draw people to, you know?
Yeah. The minute you stop believing, um, it shows. It
Yes.
shows in your voice, your face, your action steps. Um, People notice. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
And it absolutely draws people to you when you're passionate.
So true.
Right. Next slide. This is another one I love. H. Jackson Brown, author of Life's Little Instruction Book. What a great book that is. Life's Little Instruction Book. Says there are two rules of perseverance. Rule number one, take one more step. Rule number two, when you can't take one more step, refer to rule number one. That's what it takes to achieve a dream.
Absolutely.
It really does. The will to try one more time, try something different in order to get different results, to make one more phone call. People who live their dreams refuse to give up, knowing that they keep chipping away. Remember the pearl analogy, the diamond analogy, making whatever progress they can make every day, they will increase their chance of success. And I know it's not always as simple as it sounds, but the answer is simply to begin. Begin with that step, and then take one more and one more.
I love that.
Next slide. Thank you. Next slide. So what can we do? What work habits can we get into? What can we do to make that progress in our business and strengthen our belief system? Well, I like this one. It's called Practice the Rule of Five. And the five specific things you can do daily can be yours, can be different. This is just my idea of things you can do daily to move your dreams forward. But getting in the habit of practicing doing 5 things a day to move your business forward, making phone calls, passing out business cards, sharing a product testimonial, scheduling a one-on-one appointment, adding names to your prospect list. Those are 5 significant ones that I know will help build your business, but you come up with your own. One way to reboot your business and get unstuck sometimes is just to begin practicing the rule of 5. Write them down, check them off, get in the habit of doing it. It's a great work habit that will really move your business forward. Katie, can you think of any other action
Um,
steps?
that's a good question, actually. I think that like having, going a little deeper into these things, like when you have a business card, be thoughtful in your business card, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are changing their life right now. They're losing weight, they're building lean muscle mass, they're, you know, changing health challenges and things like that. And so I'm seeing people put things on the back of their cards that are like pictures before and after. I've seen little things like I've lost, you know, 12 inches and, and, whatever it is that's changing your life kind of a thing. And I think that that'll make these 5 things, it really will make a bigger difference, and then our phone calls, really become a true, someone who really cares about somebody, and so that people, when you're making your calls, people really want to talk to you. They want to know more, or they want to be a part of it or whatever, and they feel that you really care deeply about them, and then the really get on your testimonials, like we have people that are major doing the cleanses right now. We have one girl who's got I think 9 or 12 people going in this last week here on it, and she was accumulating all of the inches that people have lost in that this week, and then she had this amazing big, kind of a superstar model who's on it, and she looks outrageous. And she lost 2 inches on her waist and in her hip, and 3 inches in her hips. And it's like these are all things that you should be noting, because when you have a little book of these things, these testimonial books, it's powerful, and stuff. So, and then remember, when you're doing a one-on-one appointment, make sure that you're utilizing your back office if you have access to the internet, so that you can share, like, the PowerPoint, or just to share your website, because that's your office on wheels, right?
You bet.
And then always have your prospect list and notes on your prospects, and to remember what's going on with them, to really become authentic in the relationship.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Spending more time on that. Thank you. All right. So action steps. Uh, these are my suggested action steps for you. And I'm going to begin by asking you to make a written contract with yourself. Make a personal commitment to bring all your energy and resources to the process of building your Simply Young business. As Katie just said, those are 5 great action steps that you can personalize and make even better, and continue to share and continue to add more action steps and more habits, and maximize everything you do. Bring all your energy, not just a toe in the water, but jump right in. Jump right in and write that down. Make your commitment. Make it a strong commitment to doing everything you can for your business. Seek resources. There's plenty of resources to help you. You know, calls like this one, books, training meetings, associations. There's a trade association for direct sellers called the DSWA. I've been a member for 12 years, and it's been invaluable to me. Every career choice, every industry has a trade association, and yours is the dswa.org. I encourage you to go to their website and look at the resources there to serve you.
Say that again.
The dswa.org.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah, it is all about supporting the direct seller in your career and business.
that's
Okay.
beautiful.
And lastly, find role models to emulate. I do this on a regular basis. I make a list of women and men who exemplify, solid core beliefs that I share, and an attitude that moves them forward. I like to pick people's brains. I like to connect with them and learn from them. You want to keep company with people like that. And certainly, Katie, you're a prime example of an outstanding role model for all you serve here at Simply Young,
Oh, thank you so much,
and other people that you touch in your life.
Linda. You're amazing
So,
too, really. Thank you.
you know, um, and I think I have one more slide, and this is another one of my favorite quotes by John Maxwell, another author that if you don't have his books on your bookshelf or in your Kindle, I strongly recommend you take a look at John Maxwell. He speaks to us. He speaks to direct sellers. And, John says a dream is not only a vision, it's also a measuring tool for every day and a motivation for every effort. And if you've chosen your dream wisely, then you pursue it tenaciously and you persevere. Know ultimately that the belief in your business success comes down to your belief in yourself. So take time to check in regularly with your dreams and goals. Go back to those original questions. Am I taking a step closer to my dream? Do I believe in what I'm doing here? Are they big enough? Do your dreams reflect your vision for your future? What else can you do? What else can you add or aspire to? And finally, do they make you happy and fulfilled? If you've chosen your dream wisely, then you will pursue it and you will achieve it.
Great, great.
Katie, any questions or comments?
No, the one thing that I think, the thing that really kind of caught me, what I thought was really interesting, was that because my daughter's kind of going through this right now, where she feels like everything has to be perfect before she gets started, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And not only with this business, but with her career, her singing career. And so she's kind of gone back to school, even though, like, people drop drop down and just like, oh my gosh, your voice is so amazing, kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Is there
Mm-hmm.
any advice that once again that you could maybe just reiterate for the people once again that are
Mm-hmm.
kind of on waiting at the dock, kind of a thing? You know?
Yeah. Oh, well, first of all, a self-coaching question is, am I looking for perfection or am I looking for progress?
Mm,
Am I looking for perfection or am I looking for permanence? Because developing habits and moving forward and being successful are incremental steps. It's not an overnight success story typically. So waiting for perfection is sometimes um, it's a cloak we wear because we're afraid to take the cloak off.
fear, yeah.
The fear factor. Um, so kind of analyzing and asking yourself some questions. Um, and if the answer is yes, there's still some fear there in taking that first step. What one thing could you do to break through, and where do you think that fear is coming from?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of taking a look at it, taking it out of the box, holding it up to the light, and say, what is this comprised of? Is it enough knowledge? Is it lack of skill? Do I know enough about what I'm doing? Do I feel competent, or do I feel lack of confidence? Is it lack of skill? Is it just lack of will? And if it's lack of will, what could I do to break that down and break through that fear? What one thing could I do? What if I could take just some baby steps right now? Start there.
I really see the power of your coaching. And I really feel that I want to invite everybody out there to see how powerful Linda's coaching is because it's subtle but extremely powerful. So that when we really look at ourselves and start to look at what's the underlying things that are holding us back or or what dreams can we dream bigger and and getting out of our own way kind of a thing. I feel like this one question and I could see how you could unwind that whole situation and turn it around. I think that was really powerful. Thank you so much. And I want
You're
to
welcome.
invite everybody to realize, know that you do personal coaching as well as group team coaching, you know.
Yes, and I think the next slide has my contact information. I would welcome anyone who'd like to reach out to me. I do a 30-minute complimentary discovery call where we have an introduction to coaching and we work through anything that you'd like to work on during that 30 minutes. So I would absolutely enjoy it so much.
That's
Thanks,
wonderful.
Kate.
Linda, thank you so much. Once again, this was a fantastic topic, strengthening our beliefs, and and I really feel like that's where our faith really comes from, and we strengthen our faith when we strengthen our beliefs, and everything else just gets better. So thank you once again, and we look forward to your next coaching session. Thank you all, and
Thanks,
have
Katie.
a beautiful,
Pleasure.
beautiful day.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.